Hey, in today's video we're going to look at block scheduling and how I plan my working week. Now, block scheduling is one of those very trendy topics that's recently popped up out of nowhere, but I cannot stress to you how good it is. I've never found anything that works as well as this. I reckon I'm about 30% more efficient and I work like a dog. Now, I had somebody ask me recently on F-Stoppers in the comments, how are you shooting so much and also producing videos every day? And I think to most people it looks like I'm producing a video every day, but I'm not. Today I'm producing 10 days worth of content in a day, actually in half a day. And it's because of block scheduling. Now there's another side to that, is which I don't shoot as much as people seem to think I do. I shoot about 1.5 to 1.8 times a week, I think. But it's not daily, for sure. And sometimes I'll go 3 weeks without shooting at all, followed by an intense shooting binge where I feel like I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. But at the moment, I don't have any shooting, so it's a great time to start a YouTube channel. Next week, we're back to shooting. So I'll have to be a bit more diligent with my time. So I'm going to jump into how I plan this, and first I'm going to show you how I prioritize my work and how I kick away most of the stuff that people get bogged down in and actually do, whereas I just don't bother doing it. I've got loads of different ways that I try and be efficient. I have my doorbell put on a screen back here so that I don't actually have to answer the door. I can answer it from my desk without getting up to tell a delivery man that I will not take a parcel, or that, you know, Unit 11 is on the 3rd floor. I also make sure that I don't get emails to my phone. I only check my emails once a day, and I do it when I'm ready to, not when, you know, first thing of the day, because that's a really daft way to work. There's loads of cool working hacks to save you a lot of time. But if you're going to do one, block scheduling is the one to go for. Let's jump into how I go through this. Okay, so this is a two-step process. Before we go into the block working system, we have to first prioritize our work, and this is how I go through prioritizing it. I receive so many emails, messages and requests that it would be physically impossible for me to do everything. And this is going to sound quite cutthroat and quite harsh, but this is how I get through it to make sure that I get everything that I need to get done. So start off with our axes. I'm going to pop down important, not important, urgent, not urgent. So now here we go. Now I'm not going to put everything on here because generally speaking I use this as a problem solving. I won't put my entire week's tasks in. It's more of a I don't know what to do next. If I get stuck, this will help me sort of get into that. So first of all, anything in this top right bit up here, this is what we do. The more it ends up over here, the more we do it. Anything down here won't ever get done. Or it will get done, but when I have absolutely nothing else to do. So for example, somebody sent out a blanket email to loads of people asking for free stuff for a charity giveaway. This comes down here. It's not urgent that I reply to them, and it's not important because it's not a charity I personally support, which is not to say that it's not a good charity, but I get 50 emails like this a week, so. Next up, I have an email where somebody's asked me for an image that I delivered to them years ago. They've lost it. I'm not going to charge them for it, so it's not particularly urgent for me. It might be urgent for them, in which case they might want to start paying. And it's not particularly important. So not urgent, not important, but it's more important than this because they were a client, they have paid. So I'm going to pop them somewhere in the marginally important, but not urgent. So old. We fill this out as we go along, and then what I do is I go, right, this is A, the most important bits. B over here and C over here. These two have a relation to each other, and it's a bit of a compromise between the two, because these are important but not urgent, these are urgent but not important. So you have to sort of decide which way you're going to play it. I tend to put importancy over urgency. Importancy? That's probably a word. Just because in my line of work it tends to pan out that way. I think the actual model is that you put this lot here first, and these things here, they don't get done. And that's how I prioritize my work. But that's not the full story. It's great doing that. What we now need to do is integrate this into the block schedule. From the beginning, I have got Monday through to Friday down here, and then weekend, which I try and avoid like the plague, but sometimes things go wrong. Now, I'm going to go for an average week because this current week is so bizarre that it wouldn't really make much sense to anybody. But an average week, I shoot once per week. That's on average. Now, in reality, I don't shoot for weeks on end, and I shoot for days and days on end, get horrendously stressed because everyone's deadlines are about at the same time. But one of the joys of being freelance is that you get to be free in the gaps in between. Now, my current work goes between the following. I have one shoot day a week, so we're going to put a block on one day, which will be shoot day, and this imaginary week is Wednesday. Now, by default, that means here is cleaning, and here, edit. That doesn't necessarily mean retouching. Most of my retouching is done elsewhere. But in terms of editing to the final image, we do this here. And I also do my own color grading, so I'm really particular about it. So the next block that I know is going to be going ahead will be Mondays. Mondays are almost always free. It's very rare that we shoot on a Monday. Mostly because the client itself has no time to prep, because prepping for food on a Friday doesn't work. So Mondays are almost always free. So Monday becomes my content creation day. And I split my content creation into a few different things. So number one is actually putting pen to paper and writing articles. So we do that for a couple of hours. Then the next thing we often have to do is have images for this. And this is either shooting them or finding them. And at this point here, I will shoot any stills for any videos, any stills for any F-Stoppers articles, or any lighting tests. Anything that I need to shoot, which isn't for this shoot here, will be done in this next block. And this is because I don't want to be getting out and packing away and getting out and packing away throughout the week. We do it all in one go. Then after I've done all the stills, images and content creation in that sense, I'll start doing the video. And even as a micro thing in the video, you can see I'm filming this now, and I'm going to film every shot like this afterwards. So once I finish this, rather than continuing the video in the office, I'm going to pull out a new bit of paper and start the next bit of this video. And I'll do all of those until I've got all of my week's video content created. And then after the video, I will back it all up. So that'll be my Monday pretty much completed at this stage. That means when I come in on Tuesday, I have to edit, upload, and just finish off any articles, any videos, and get that all scheduled in. And we clean up the studio ready for the shoot the following day. This will involve nipping down to a nice shop, getting all the food for the client, for ourselves, make sure we have a good selection of drinks, make sure we've got lots of fresh coffee beans, which I'm particularly partial about, which I'll probably do a video on at some point because I do believe that having good coffee in your studio is the key. I'll get everything ready, set up, I'll start the sessions on the computer in Capture One, I'll get the cameras all set up. We'll be ready to go when I get in at 7 o'clock on shoot day with my assistants, stylists and the clients. Now within this shoot there are several blocks which go on within it, but this is just generally stacked out shoot day. And the following day I always edit straight away. Now obviously this is going on a 1 day per week shoot. If I had a shoot here, this wouldn't happen here, it would happen on Friday or would fall into the weekend. Okay, so I'll deliver these after I've edited them, and after this we're going to do my admin block. Now in this block here I will check all of my invoicing with my agent to make sure all my bills have gone out. I will pay any bills that I need to pay. I will set them up rather than paying them later. If I've got one coming up on Monday or Tuesday, I'll set them up in this block here rather than logging into my bank every time I have a bill due. I'll also reply to all the emails that were less important, but at this point here I'll get all of my admin done, which leaves me Friday for marketing. So Friday will be my marketing day, and marketing will be broken down into chunks. So first up it'll be chasing, catching up with and emailing. And this would be things like, we spoke about a job 2 weeks ago, you're still looking to go ahead with it. It doesn't always happen on a Friday, sometimes it will happen on a Tuesday, it all depends on how the week pans out. Friday is probably the worst day for this apart from Monday, but it is lower priority doing this than shooting because currently I have enough clients to see me through. I don't particularly need more clients, so I'm pretty happy where I am. So it's not a priority job, so it sits here because this is a pretty bad time for anything else to happen. After we've done that, I'll probably start building some documents, and this will be portfolios for clients. So I don't actually use my website portfolio for my clients. I send them individual tailor-made ones. The website's just a bit of a vanilla taste of all things that I've done in the past, nothing specific. Then the last thing I'll do on Friday is called closing up. So this is where I make sure the bins are out for the weekend. I make sure all my hard drives are backed up to the cloud. I make sure everything's in place, everything's tidied away, everything's fixed, all the rental gear's gone back. and I basically lock up, have a beer, and get an Uber home. Now this all looks very organised, very neat and nicely regimented. However, what we're all aware of is we might have this plan, and come end of play Monday we might find out that we are shooting on Tuesday, at which point we have a problem because this one was supposed to be completing and uploading. And this is where we go back to the priority sheet, and I'll realise that the shoot always takes senior priority. It is the most important and the most urgent, having to do the shoot. So this stuff here will move into Thursday. Now Thursday's edit and deliver will obviously move to the morning. This will come in here, and the cleaning will be a late evening clean, and then we'll put all of the stuff that we've missed into Friday. And perhaps a thing which we'll miss out, which everyone tells you not to do, will be contacting past clients to have a chat. Now if you're starting out, doing this bit here might be your number one priority because you don't have more shoots than you can manage or more shoots than you want. You actually need to get those, so this here should be taking the priority of doing a very small shoot where you're getting paid £200. But if you're getting paid £20,000 and you've got loads of clients, doing this will be more important than contacting them. And obviously it's a weighing balance. If you've not contacted them for 6 weeks, the importance of this gets higher and higher. So I hope that makes sense. It was a really high level overview. But it's something which I think everybody should have a go with, especially if you're in that part in your career where you're still working another job and this is more of a side hustle. You really need to be efficient with your time. You can't be coming home every day from work and doing the same, random set of tasks. If Monday is your marketing day, marketing Monday, all day Monday, that's what you do when you get back from work. Don't mess around doing different tasks from all over the place. If I need to find images for something, I will only do that once in a week. So all of my F-Stoppers article images, all the images for the archive that I shoot for, all of the images for my clients, dragging all of this stuff out. It's a one-time job. I go into my archive machine over here, I sit down with my list of things to get, I do it all at once, export it all from the monster catalogue, and I'm done for images. If somebody wants something else, they'll have to wait, unless it hits the urgent important box, in which case the blocks change slightly. If you're enjoying this content, do hit subscribe, do press the like button, share it with your friends. I'm nearly 2/3 of the way through my daily posts of September. After September, I'm going to come up with a more workable strategy because I don't think I can actually manage a video a day. And I also want to try some new, slightly more creative videos as well, which I know are going to be more time intense. But for now, whilst I'm still learning how to do this, especially this talking to camera bit, I'm going to stick to the one a day and just go through the awkward stage, and hopefully at the end of September, the awkwardness will be gone and I'll be ready to crack on with some more interesting videos. I'll see you all next time.